Letterman's jacket you're wearing there?
No, it's that style. I got it in New York.
It's nice, man. I like that. I like that style. It always reminds me of Thriller.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hemet Beat podcast. Thank you if you've tuned in. Thank you if you're going to tune in later. My name is Joseph Mikael Page, and we are hanging out with Michael Tennant today. We're going to find out about his journey. So right now on the screen, what they can see is a graphic for the Hemet Beat. Our phone number here is 951 305 0997. Once again, that's 951 305 0997. And our email here is thehemetbeat@gmail.com. That is TheHemetBeat at gmail.com. If you know somebody that should be on our show or you want to be on the show yourself, please don't hesitate to reach out. Today is Wellness Wednesday. And as I said, we have a very special guest. His name is Michael Tennant. He is a playwright hailing from the city of Hemet. But we're going to find out a lot more today, where his origins are, and how he became who he is here in the city. All right, so let's go ahead and get you some visuals. Actually, you know what? Didn't even think about it. My shirt's unbuttoned here. Let me button up. I don't want to. I got a tank top on with an opened up shirt. I might give the wrong impression.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and button down. Button down the hatches. Button down the hatches. Okay. There we go. Doing good. Let's go ahead and remove this graphic. There goes Michael. We'll go ahead and blow you up real quick. Let's put him on a wide screen there. And let's see. Let's move you over. There you go. People can see you now. You could say hello.
Well, hello.
That was it.
Hello to the people.
All right, Michael Tennant is in the house, so to say. So why don't you I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a full screen before I share screens with you, as I love to do on the show. Let me make sure that we're recording. Yes, record is happening there. We're recording there. And let's full screen this. Where are my views at? Let's see here. View. See. Mm, that's not. Let's see here. Personal audio on. Yes. Ah, there it is. Full screen. There we go. Now he's blown up for us. Michael, uh, you just had a show this weekend, correct?
About a week ago.
Oh, it's about a week now. Yes, we're heading into the next week. How did that show go?
It was great. It was a lot of fun.
How many people do you think showed up this time?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we kind of it's a dinner theater, and so with the tables and everything, we consider 64 people a sellout, um, which is it's that's not a lot compared to like other theaters, but it's kind of a smaller, intimate space. And once you get the tables and all the people and the servers and everything um, in there, it packs out pretty quickly. So
Okay,
um, I would say probably I don't know, there was at least 40, 50 a show there.
okay. And how many shows did you do this weekend?
Oh, we do three a weekend.
Okay, so
We do
Friday,
that.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday evening, Sunday matinee.
Nice, nice, nice. So let's go ahead and take them back. I know we usually do the scripture of the day, so people will probably be wondering why we didn't. Let's jump into that. Now, I'm not certain of your religious background, nor does it make a difference here on the Hemet Beat because we are a secular platform. I'm just a Christian. So I have my own ways that I honor my God, and I'm grateful for the platform I have. I believe it's because of him that I have this platform. So, with that being said, let me share my screen with you here. All right, share some sounds, share optimize for video, share Zoom window. There it is. And of course, always gives me a problem with that. So there we go. And sharing. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now, sir. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Today's scripture of the day, I always go to BibleGateway.com, and it says it gives you the verse of the day as soon as you go to that site every day. Today's verse of the day is Psalms 14:1. New International Version is what we're coming to. Uh, just a quick FYI for the Bible Gateway, they have over 500 translations and versions of the Bible. So you can always cross reference from here to Aramaic to Hebrew um, to Greek. All of that's there. So the scripture says, Psalms 14:1, for the director of music of David. Okay. You are a director, so I think it was perfect for you today. And it says, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. Their deeds are vile. There is no one who does good. Wow. Yeah, I mean, when he says no one, that includes me. He didn't say except for Joseph. He's pretty, wow, broad there. Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time. It says, for the director of music of David, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. And it's April Fool's Day. They are corrupt. Their deeds are vile. There is no one who does good. What does those words say to you, Michael?
Means there's no one who does good as we think that we are, as good as we think that our works are that we do. We're not matching up.
Hmm. Yes, and it also tells me that whoever the person that believe this was written by David, David was also a director and writer of music, similar to yourself. You write and you put together shows. He wrote and put together shows in Israel. He was the king at this time, and he says, uh, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God." You must be out of your mind if you think that there is not a creator that put all this together. So, moving right along, now let's jump into the Michael Tennant story. All right. Who is Michael Tennant?
I think people have been trying to find that one out for years, myself included. Uh,
Okay.
but I've lived in Hemet all my life. I was born here
Okay.
and went to school here, so I guess you could say I'm a Hemet boy.
Awesome. Awesome. So you were raised in Hemet, born and raised in Hemet,
Mhm.
and uh, now have you always been into acting even since you were a child?
I think so. Yes. Um, Even when I think really little. I mean, the acting is part of it. I guess I got into that later, but I always loved storytelling.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
And
interesting. So,
and
real quick, can you remember the first or one of the first stories that you've ever told?
well, I yeah, I remember that I would take on personas of cartoons that I would watch, and I would walk around and I would be those characters. I think for about a year I was Puff the Magic Dragon, and when I went to preschool, my mom had to give me a sailor hat and draw an anchor tattoo on my arm because I would go as Popeye. And I wouldn't answer if you called me Michael. I wouldn't answer to that. I would answer to Puff or to Popeye or Speedy Gonzalez or any of these cartoons that I watched, and I don't know. I liked to entertain people and I like to tell them stories because I always like to hear stories. And you know, I would get in trouble for this sometimes because I learned quickly that a story is more interesting. Um, Not if I said like a little boy wandered in the woods, but if I inserted myself in that and I said, "Hey, I wandered into the woods and I saw something there," and it was, and I didn't go into the woods, but I wanted to tell a story, and I think people would be like, "Oh, that Michael boy, he's a liar and a fool. I bet he says there is no God." So. Throw back to that verse that we looked at for people chiming in later. Um,
Okay, okay.
but I would get that all the time because I would make up stuff, but that's all I wanted to do. In my mind, I wanted to tell people a good story and wanted to entertain them. I didn't think they would be believing me, and so once in a while I'd get in trouble when they did.
Wow, wow. So you told some whoppers.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? So you turned your, I wouldn't call them lies. I would call them fabrications.
I never
That's
thought of myself as like telling lies. I just wanted to tell a story, and I assumed people would know I'd be telling them a story. At that, I was trying to think back to my mindset of what I was like because I was maybe preschool age,
yeah. And now, what schools did you attend there in Hemet? How old are you?
50.
You're 50 years old, so 50 years of schooling in Hemet. You went from you what were the schools from elementary on up until you graduated?
I only went to one. I went to Baptist Christian school.
Wow.
It was
And
kindergarten through my senior year.
you made you had fabricated stories with inside of a Baptist community, so they called you liar. This is
And
great.
that was when they could still take a stick and whoop you, and they did.
Yeah, I experienced that too. I'm 46, and man, I grew up in a Pentecostal uh, church that now, as I'm an adult, I look back and I'm like, that was very Catholic of them. You know? And instead of rulers, they had paddle boards.
I lost my pencil in first grade, and they took me outside, and five whoopings for that.
Why? That's insane. Okay, so now today is Wellness Wednesday. All right, and so we don't want to get away from what we're talking about. We also don't want to badmouth the nuns that decide to beat you for a pencil. Jesus. Okay, so now that we were going to talk about the therapeutic value of uh theater. And
Yes.
then the next thing on our list is uh, the opportunity that you are opening up to people there in Hemet, people that are coming up, actors, actresses, singers, even. I went to one of the shows, and the young lady that you had there singing at the beginning, she was doing some pretty old school traditional music, and she had the crowd, they were engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing a remarkable work from the outside looking in, and sometimes it's hard as the person that's putting it together to really see how remarkable the work is. So I commend you for that, my friend. I
Thank you.
commend you for that. Um, Let me see. Will they allow me a reaction? Let me see if I can get a reaction here. Is it gonna let me? Let's see here. Hearts. Nope, it's not. All right, but I can do this. There you go, buddy. uh, yeah. So let's talk about this therapeutic. Now, when did you were you ever diagnosed? Have you ever gone through mental health at all? Uh, any of that type of stuff?
Oh, no diagnosis or anything like that. I'm sure I've been through ups and downs. hopefully many, many, many more ups than the downs.
Uh-huh. But so you've never been diagnosed or anything like that. Somebody and now outside of the Baptist community and where you were raised in Hemet, some of the things that you're describing, people would have been like, "Oh, we need to take him to the mental hospital. We gotta get him to the psychiatrist." He thinks he's Popeye. Yeah,
Like that.
he thinks he's Speedy Gonzales. We need to go and get this corrected and juiced you up with medication, which probably would have altered who you are today, being a playwright and a director and an
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah, no medication,
Uh huh.
no diagnosis.
Okay. So yeah, you just grew into your personality. People allowed you to be you. And when did you start to kind of even out and mature into the artist that you've become today? You said what was the description that you gave yourself when we were talking? You said that I call you artistic director, right?
Oh yeah, artistic director.
Okay, and then you also now have a job at a school. You're a teacher.
Yeah, that was one of my very first jobs. Was I think I was about 20, and I started teaching theater at a school, and I was all over that because I had just gone to college to, get a theater degree, and everybody was looking for theater jobs, or actor or director or writer, what set builder, whatever they could find. And the school that I went to, my high school theater teacher was retiring, and the position opened up, and I was like, wait a minute, I can get this. I could be paid and I could direct shows and I could be at that school with. I just graduated a few years earlier, so I knew everybody there. And it was like I could be there with my friends and I could direct shows and I get paid for it and I'd get insurance and like, heck yeah. Um, so started doing that. And I really learned a whole lot about directing just from working at that school.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and so I've been able to teach a whole lot of theater and direct a whole lot of shows.
Okay. And so now, did you do some singing inside the shows when you were in high school?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
um, yeah. My when I was in, are you talking about like when I was a student?
Yeah, as a student before you became the teacher.
Yeah, we had it was like a mix. Our drama class we would do acting and we would do a lot of singing too. Like our my teacher also directed like a choir, and so would be in the choir, and so we'd get that, and we'd do a big Christmas pageant every year
Uh-huh.
that the school and the church would put on, mostly the church, but the school would join it. It was and that was really big. Back in the day, it was called the Living Christmas Tree,
Okay. Now, do
and
you have any of that footage, or does anybody have footage from back then? Has it been uploaded at all?
I'm not sure of.
Well, if you could research that and find us some clips, that'd be great. I'd love to tell some stories about the living Christmas tree on the Hemet beat. That, right there in Hemet.
It was huge. Like
Yeah.
the church itself would, I don't know how many people it could seat. Yeah, I think well over 1,000, and probably much more than that. And the line to get these tickets, it would go around the block. I had heard for a while it was the second largest attended event in Hemet besides the Ramona pageant.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. So
yeah.
you pretty much became him it renowned, coming up and then now being in the part of this big Christmas pageant and now becoming a teacher inside the same school that they've seen you in this pageant. So I'm sure your name was beginning to sound. Now let's fast forward a little bit because I've talked to you before and you told me that the similar situation, like you moved into the teaching position, happened with Play with Your Food. Tell us about Play with Your Food.
Play with Your Food was started by my friends Laura and Murray Robitaille, and they'd run it for about 10 years, and I'd heard of it. And some of the stuff that they were doing with it, it was, a dinner theater. But at the, early on, I just saw the name of it floating around, and certainly something I never thought I would be running one day. And they would do several shows a year, but then they wanted to do stuff other than that. They wanted to travel, and they were retired, and so they could travel whenever they wanted. And running a theater, it does take quite a bit of time, and so they were going to close the theater down, and then they offered it to me, just kind of out of the blue. It just like by this chance happening. Um, they how I was trying to remember the how it all went down. They ran into me at a show and invited me to be in one of their Play with Your Food shows, and they announced it was their last season, and then they offered it to me, and I didn't know what I thought of that at first. Um, I, I I just because I know how much work it takes to run a theater, and I didn't know if I'd like, do I want to do that? It's because you're pretty much that's a 100% all the time job right there. But I went with it, and I'm glad I did. I love it. It's so fun.
Hey, you know what? That's awesome, man. Your story is amazing, man. And I mean, I'm sure there are some other things in there that we don't know, but I'm gonna pull you from full screen now and separate the screens here so that we can take a look at some of your accomplishments. Where we at? We are at 8:23. You did tell me in just about 7 minutes they're going to be playing school announcements. Okay.
I am
Uh,
sitting in my classroom right now.
right, right. And you're
Yeah.
teaching theater, right?
This year, I'm teaching English.
You're teaching English.
I'm
Oh,
teaching English.
that's a whole nother story right there, huh? Okay. All right. I am so intrigued by the life of Mr. Rigby Red. If you guys don't know who Rigby Red is, you're gonna find out today on our show. Let's go ahead and one thing I better do real quick is I'm gonna close this tab so that nobody will call in while we're talking and get in our way here. Okay, so I found a Google link yesterday. And let's see, where is it at? Is it above our Zoom meeting here? I think it may be. Where did I sit that at? I think I might have sat it in here. Let's see. It's inside of the actual events post. And I said, hey, look at this. This is something that we can take a look at. Let's see, where is it at? Load up, load up. It's so funny because the thing that you want to load up decides it's going to take a minute to load, and then all the other stuff that wasn't relevant to the show is right there in
Always.
front of my face. And it's like, really? Come on now. All right, let's see. Good job. There it is. There's our Hemet Beat Wellness Wednesday. One comment. That's the comment I'm looking for. All right, don't go too far. All right, Wellness Wednesday, Michael Tennant, do 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 do, and there it is. Google Photos here, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at these images. All right, let's see here. Let's view the album. Yeah, I want to take a look. All right. Look at this here. All right, so when you go out to a Play with Your Food event, this is the setup you'll see. All right. Now, many of these people are returning guests, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how
Yeah.
often do you see these people?
About 3 times a year.
Yes, and they always the same ones. They have their seats reserved, huh?
Many of them do. Yeah, if it's Friday opening night, especially, it's always the same crowd, and it's been the same crowd for years. Um, there's opening night, they have their table that they want, and there's a couple others. Um, Closing Sunday, man, we've got a group they've been there for longer than I've been running it, and they never miss, and they always have the same table.
Okay, now who is this young lady right here?
That's one of our singers. That's Christiana McKelvey. So we do a pre-show concert, and we've got three different girls who we use for the pre-show concert. But while the guests are coming in, like doors open at 6 o'clock, and between 6 and 7:30, the first couple courses of the food is served. And while they're having dinner, we've got a pre-show concert, and she's one of our singers. She's a great one.
Okay, okay. Do we have any footage of her singing inside of this album?
Um, I think that those are all still shots.
Okay, okay. That's okay. No problem. We're gonna check them out, but look at the passion right there. You can see that. That's a good shot right there, man. You use that to promote her, put some wording behind it, keep the lights right there where they are. But yeah, as a graphic, hey, that guy looks familiar. Who's that?
Oh yeah, that's Speedy Gonzalez right there.
That's Speedy Gonzalez right there. Yeah, on one day and possibly Popeye the next, huh? Okay,
Well,
and
that
now
really what I had to go back and make the biggest quick change after that.
okay,
Um,
okay.
it took like three people to help me with that. I like walked off the stage and wham, that was insane.
Okay, and then and now you have this young lady. I saw her at one of the last show, the show that I did attend.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Stephanie Partial.
Okay, Stephanie Partial. Any words or things you want to say about Stephanie while we got her right here in front of the people?
Yeah, well, our actor group that we use, we're a theater company. And so you'll see the same actors if you come see one of our shows, you'll see the same actors time and time again. Um, we kind of the same group of people, just a new play. And Stephanie she's fantastic at everything she does. She acts. She is also a professor over at Cal Baptist, and she teaches some theater classes out there. And she's done all kinds of stuff, man. But she knows everything. She helps with costuming and props and the set, and like Stephanie's an integral part of Play with Your Food.
Awesome, awesome. And is that the man again? Is that the big change you had to make?
Yeah, had
Look at
just a
this
few
guy.
seconds to make that happen.
Wow, that robe you're wearing looks almost like it's made out of chrome, bro. That's tight. All right, all
I
right.
I
So
like the robe.
and then you can see again. You know, look at the energy that is being put into a person. As a photographer myself, I look into pictures to see those thousand words that they speak. And the set looks great. I mean, now how much does it take to put a set like that together with all of that flowers on the wall and everything and the props?
Um, that's all Stephanie.
Really?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I always ask her at the start, like, she reads the script, and I was like, okay, what are we doing? Now, I painted the walls blue, but she picks the color, and she took care of doing all the flowers and such. And the one that you saw, the Cursed Bones, that had the log cabin setting, um, that was all her. Um, doing, I think I did the base coat on the wall, and then she did all the fine detail work.
Okay, so now in this scene right here that we're looking at, what's going on here?
Um, I'm convinced I'm dying, and which is it's a good one for Wellness Wednesday. Um, yeah, the character is a hypochondriac, and so he's very, very concerned because he's got these sharp pains going on in his chest, and he is explaining it to his wife, and his wife knows that he this is just what he does. She knows he's fine, and he's just going on and on.
Okay, so the man is a hypochondriac.
Yeah,
Stephanie is playing the wife who's trying to bring him down out of the rafters. You're not gonna die,
yeah,
basically.
yes.
Okay, I see. All right, so let's go ahead and it's already 8:31 and they haven't done your announcements yet.
No, they haven't.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe that was because they knew the Hemet beat was on and they're like, you know what? We don't want to interrupt Michael and Joseph.
Yeah, maybe they'll skip it today.
All right, let's see here. Where is our live? I'm pretty sure it's not showing because I haven't recycled. Let's see if you got any comments going on. If not, we're gonna share this thing to let people know that you're live right now because we haven't shared the fact that you are live. Click on the actual show here and see what we got going on. Hey, quiet. I'm trying to take over the show, bro. All right, let's see. Nope, doesn't look like there are any comments as of yet. Let's see here. We're going to take it and go back to Facebook. Inside of the comments here, we can go ahead and drop. We are live now. Okay. Control V. All right. Now they didn't give me anything. Control V. All right. See how they want to act? Let's get this up here. Bam. Now let's see what it does. We're live now. Control V. Bam. Enter. Okay. Now, is there anything that you wanted me to make sure that I show? Let's make sure that they see the actual play with your food page. Let's go over to play with your food real quick. PLAY. Play with your food. If in Hemet, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to see something fantastic, Play with Your Food Productions comes to you how often, Michael?
We do 3 shows a year in that location. We do an October show, January, and March. So we
October
just
show,
finished.
January, and March.
Yeah, just wrapped up our season.
Okay. So, and are you prepared for next season already?
No, that's what I do between now and August. I'll be reading through a big stack of scripts and figuring out what the new season will look like, and then we'll start rehearsing for it in August.
Okay. Now, do you write all of the scripts, or are there some other people that write?
No, I I try to debut like maybe one show a year,
Uh huh.
or at least do one original show. This year we didn't debut a show. The Cursed Bones that you saw, I did write that, but I wrote that I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years back.
Okay. Okay. So, you do a lot of writing, and so now did you say you are the primary writer, but sometimes you
Oh,
get
here it
scripts
comes.
from other places? Oh, your announcements are here.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a
here,
listen
mute
to
me.
some. Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself, and we're gonna take a listen to some Rigby Red, and we'll be back with Michael in just a moment. This is the Hemet Beat podcast. And I am Joseph Mikael Page. Let's go ahead and get up some of that Rigby Red until Michael is back with us. There's the phone numbers, there's the email, and we're looking up Mr. Rigby Red. All right, Rigby Red. Where you at, Rigby? Rigby Red, Rigby Red, Rigby Red. Rigby Red Live Act 2. I wonder if that is you. Let me see here. Rigby Red Michael Tennant. I know I have it on YouTube, so I might as well just go there. Let's see here. Till we're back. Let's see. Should I already had this plugged up. Please forgive me, people. Rigby Red. There he is. Wow. There's another Rigby Red out here that I've never seen before. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I know I got him on topic. See here, Rigby Red Act 2. How long is that? It's an hour and 3 minutes. We don't have enough time for that. There, Garden of Love. Let's check out Garden of Love, Rigby Red, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a garden that I know, it's not too far away. I'll take you if you'd like to go and hear some music play. Moonlight shining down as we both look up above. Folks call it the Garden of Love. Just close your eyes and breathe. I'll close my eyes as well. The whole world fades away, the night's casting a spell. Put your hand in mine, my dear, you look divine. Dance with me in the garden of love. It's a place where time stands still, our souls are flying free. The night bird is calling out, singing for you and me. Soft sighs are in the air, not a worry, not a care, just you and me in the garden of love. Soft breezes gently blow, my hand touches your cheek, swaying in the moonlight, my knees are feeling weak. I'm just a country boy whose heart beats with joy, 'cause we're dancing in the garden of love. It's a place where time stands still, our souls are flying free. The night bird is calling out, singing for you and me. Soft sighs are in the air, not a worry, not a care, just you and me in the garden of love. This night is like a dream, I run my fingers through your hair. Darling, forgive me, but I can't help but stare. That look in your eyes, it's not telling any lies. It's just you and me in the garden of love. It's a place where time stands still, our souls are flying free. The night bird is calling out, singing for you and me. Soft sighs are in the air, not a worry, not a care, just you and me in the garden
Wow, dude, I'm completely impressed. Was that you singing that?
Yes.
No way. No way, dude. That is amazing. All right, so now we've talked a lot about you, where you came from, your humble beginnings, the fact that you were raised in a Baptist church, uh, smacked on the knuckles by nuns for losing a pencil, and now let's talk about the therapeutic value of theater. What do you know as it pertains to that? How does theater tie into? Have you ever worked with mental health patients as it with your crew and some of the plays and things that you put on?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I just think actors in general, and I don't know, maybe other actors would disagree, but I'll just say many actors. I won't make the blanket statement, but we're all kind of basket cases,
Uh-huh.
and and it's you talk about the therapeutic value of it, but being able to just come together and to create with other artists and to be able to tell some type of a story. Um, I don't know. I think that it's amazing to be able to do that when you come together with that many creative forces on stage, and even the most unexperienced actor can still be a very, very creative force. And you're up there and you're doing something that is going to last for a night. It's not like film. Um, you create something for that night and it's gone and it will never ever happen again. You can do the same performance the next night, but it'll be different. I mean, it's live theater. There's things go wrong, slight differences happen. It's never ever going to be the same. And it's like you're making magic. You're making lightning in a bottle, and you're coming together, and you get to give yourself to this, and other people are giving their selves to it. And there's something very special about doing that. Just getting together to tell a story, especially for somebody like me that really loves stories.
Yes.
Being able to do that night after night and have it be something that is good for the community, and other people get to come and hear your story be told, and hopefully there's lots of laughter. I mean, we tend to do comedies. Nobody wants to go to a dinner theater and watch a tragedy. Not one single person. So we do comedies, and we're all about laughter and just lifting people up. And we hope that starts with us at the theater, like our group of actors. We try to lift each other up. We try to do that all the time. And if we always figure we're always having a really good time, and if we're always having a really good time, then hopefully the audience is going to have a really good time because the it's just going to be magnetic
Yeah.
like
So
that.
basically what you're saying is it's uplifting and encouraging. So to a person that suffers some form of mental illness, even a physical illness, and you feel like yesterday we talked to Jose Pacheco. I don't know if you know him, but he is the social media manager for the Hemet Art Association. He's at the
Mm,
gallery teaching classes. He makes clay art, and he was born with a spinal bifida, but he's got this video of him in front of the gallery dancing, in his wheelchair, and it's like he hasn't given up on who he is. And it just like, and you offering opportunities for individuals to come in, express themselves, and I'm sure you can find a place for them, you know what I'm saying, to help them do some self-expression that will break the stigma in some cases, but also encourage them to a point where they feel emboldened, they feel powerful, where in life sometimes we feel very weak, we feel like we don't have what's the word? We don't have much power. We don't have much of a voice, and you're giving people a voice. But not only that, but you're giving them a skill as well.
And that's a really cool part of it because everybody has got their unique gifts and their abilities and their talents. And you come together in theater and everybody brings something different. I mean, like I said, like I defer to Stephanie a lot because, man, I don't know anything about costumes or about set or doing props and stuff like that. I have, different things that I focus on. And oh, more announcements.
You got some more announcements happening over there at the school. So, Michael, put us there on mute. But if you look to the right of your screen, you will see him as a hypochondriac. We need to find out the name of that character. And then you have Stephanie there. So, what are their names, Michael, in the
Um,
show?
I my goodness, I think I may have forgotten my character's name already. I don't know. It's been a week. It goes out my head. George Kimball.
George Kimball and his wife,
Judy Kimball.
Judy Kimball. Okay.
Yeah,
Eh,
and this is from the play "Send Me No Flowers." That was an old movie originally with Rock Hudson and Doris Day and Tony Randall.
Okay. Now we want to make sure we give a shout out to your photographer. So who took these awesome pictures?
Ah, my friend Shen Sellers.
All right, Shin,
He-
thank you so much for taking the time to get these awesome captures. And who's the young lady in the doctor's coat? Or is that a man? I'm
No, that's her name is Kathy Flores, and
okay.
she's another one of our actors. Been with us for several years now. And Kathy also really helps out. Both Kathy and Stephanie will help out with props and costumes and set and stuff like that. They both got a great eye for it.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So I've sent it out a few places, and then now who's this guy in the buck hat?
Ah, this is Lauren Scott,
Lauren
and
Scott.
he acted with us in our my very first season. I don't know, 11 or 12 years ago, maybe 13. Um, First season of me running Play with Your Food. And then he moved away and haven't gotten to work with him since, but he is since back in the area. And so we got him back up there. He's fantastic.
Awesome. Now, you did tell me that you played in something very spec. It was Mr. Whittier, right? You played Mr. Whittier. This is an
Oh,
iconic role right here.
yeah.
Now, did you
Yeah.
send me that link, or can I just type in Michael Tennant plays Mr. Whittier and will it pop up?
I think if you go to YouTube and you type in Remembering When, the story of Mr. Whittier's Hemet, that'll come up.
Okay, let's see what we get. Remembering when the story of Mr. Whittier.
Mr. Whittier's Hemet, yeah.
Let's see what they give us. Remember when? Is that you?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got about.
Oh, we got two spotlight operators.
Well,
Watch
that,
out.
that, I don't think that's the actual movie,
Getting
though.
crazy over here.
Right, but there goes you and Deborah Don Shockey Q&A at the historic Hemet Theater. This is on Soul Circus. They only got 5 subscribers. I'm not sure exactly why they have so few. But this was 10 years ago, and we're gonna see a bit of it. I'm amazed that we found it so quickly in. I see here exploring
I,
the
th- I think
history
I,
of
I think that second one may have been it.
the second one. Let's see this one here.
I, um,
Let's see what we got.
yeah, that's the one. That's the actual movie right there. Yeah, a lady approached me. Oh, I can't remember when, 2008 or so, and
Uh
she told
huh.
me the city of Hemet is turning 100, and do you want to write a play? And I was shaking my head, yes, and trying to think of how to, inwardly going, no, I do not want to write a play on Hemet. And I'm thinking, who's going to want to watch a play on Hemet? Um, but then I started thinking about it more, and like I told you earlier, I have lived here my whole life, and I didn't know anything about Hemet.
Uh-huh.
And and I think the driving question that I finally, went through my mind was, and you know how much I love stories, but I was trying to think of, like, the area that I was standing in, the very spot. I was wondering, like, well, who lived here 100 years ago? What was happening right beneath my feet 100 years ago? Um,
Yeah.
was there a farm here? Was there a great battle that happened here? What, like, what happened? I have no idea. I didn't know anything about this, and I'd lived here my whole life. And so I thought, you know what? Yes, I am. I'm going to do some research. And what I found was this was a really fascinating place.
Yes, right? Me too.
Yeah.
And people wonder why I do what I do with the Hemet beat and why I'm so into this Hemet thing. They're like, well, you've done so much and now you're going here and there. Why do you keep it as the Hemet beat? And I'm like, because I have to remember my roots. I'm a loyalist, and I came from Mount St. Jacinto College. Those are the streets where I got drunk at. Those are the streets where I got high at. That's the place where I had my blackouts and I acted out in front of the city, and the police put me in the drunk tank. And some of those people really cared about me. So when I start getting my life together, and I got mentors in my life that showed me the truth of where I was in Hemet. And I have one. His name is Kevin Spear. He actually helped launch the Hemet beat, and he would talk to me about redlining. And he said there was a time when black people couldn't even move into the borders of Hemet. That's called redlining. He taught me what redlining was, and I began to experience a little frustration. I was kind of angry at first, but then there was that gratitude for the fact that I am a generation that is allowed to live beyond those borders. So I'm actually a part of civil rights and black history in that fact. But do I ever take my place? And then those inner cities of Hemet where the drugs are being sold, the meth is at, and all of the things that are happening at Gibble Park, Mary Henley, and these different areas. I'm watching my people on the outskirts, my tribe, us as a black people, and watching those ones that struggle to try to get to the next level, like Black Voices of the Valley. And it's still such a segregated place. Even though you've got the black community that has moved in, rarely do they actually go to City Hall to make the relationships that can cause the community to thrive. Instead, they'd rather come from different areas like Compton, Los Angeles County, bring the drugs out there, the marijuana, and then raise up gangs and gang mentality right there, making Hemet a more dangerous place. But from what I understand in the story of Mr. Whittier, and I think it was Johnston, it was a pretty dangerous place back then as well. And in the story of Ramona, that was pretty dangerous right there too. So this is just another part of the history of Hemet, California. So this says based on a play by Mr. Michael Tennant. Uh,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and play at least 5 minutes of this, and then you can have your final word. We're almost at 9 o'clock. Okay.
Sure.
Do you recall your first memory of Hemet? Can you still remember the first time you passed this way? Maybe you remember a day when people came to Hemet by way of the railroad. Or you've heard stories about those who traveled to Hemet in covered wagons, hoping for a new start and a brighter future.
That's Florida
Over
Avenue
100
right there.
years have gone by since Hemet became a city. 100 years. I remember when I first laid eyes on the San Jacinto Valley. It's a moment I'll remember always. Of course, I've long since passed on, but if you're in Hemet, then we have a connection of sorts.
So
Geography has brought us
somebody
together.
digitally removed
Time
all the
has pulled
buildings.
us apart.
That is the actual Hemet Valley with no buildings in it.
My name is Pendleton, and what I am about to tell you are my earliest memories of what happened in the San Jacinto Valley. The year was 1884, and for years I had worked for Mr. William F. Whittier. A man who earned his millions and more millions in the painting industry. In the business world, Mr. Whittier was regarded as a cutthroat, an unstoppable entrepreneur with an interest in almost anything that would bring him money. He was a brilliant man and enjoyed his work very much. He worked hard and he moved quickly. It was my job to keep up with him.
Pendlechuck,
Pendleton, sir.
what is on the agenda for today?
Your workday, sir, will begin in approximately 5 minutes. From 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, you will meet with your research and development department. There they will unveil 3 new shades of paint for your approval. I was able to get a preview of one, and I believe the shade Sunny Yellow would be wonderful to transform the room in which I take tea.
Next.
Yes, of course. From 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, you will have lunch with your foreign investors. From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you will initiate a hostile takeover of a smaller competitor. From 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you will tour your largest manufacturing facility and look for slacking employees to terminate. This evening, you will enjoy dinner with your family on a boat that tours the bay.
Dinner with my family on the bay? Pendlewad, why would I do that?
Because, sir, today is your anniversary.
Really?
Truly. You've been married for 26 years.
Really? It seems so much longer.
Mr. Rockefeller will also be out on the bay with his boat this evening.
Rockefeller, that rogue, that leprous canker-sore will be on the bay?
Not to worry, sir. I've arranged for your boat to be 3 times as large as his. That way you can look down on him and wave as you pass by.
I'm not sure what it is I'm paying you, but I am quite certain it is not enough.
Well, I don't expect I'll be getting a raise anytime soon.
No, you won't. Now, you mentioned my workday does not begin until 10 a.m. What is to occupy my time for the next 2 hours?
Collections.
Collections.
Mr. Whittier loves collection time. It both relaxes him and raises his blood pressure significantly. He looks through the books and dictates, while I take notes and try to interpret what he's really saying.
Pendlechump, the record book indicates the McAllister Chicken Farm is $25,000 in debt and 6 months overdue on their payment. Get your pen ready.
Fire at will, sir.
McAllister, you are an abominable, formidable waste of flesh.
Dear sir.
You have purchased vast amounts of my paint without having any intention of ever making a single payment.
You are a valued customer, and our records indicate payment for painting supplies may be a tad overdue.
If you do not remit payment in full in 3 days' time, I will come after you with whatever means I am capable of. I will hire collectors, thugs, hitmen. I will send the United States military to come and lay siege on your property.
Please remit payment, or a slight penalty may apply.
I hope you die!
Have a nice day.
Wow.
I love collections. It really gets my blood flowing in the morning.
That is crazy comedy right there. Thank you so much, Mr. Tennant, for sharing with us the story of Mr. Whittier's Hemet. And if you would go ahead and give us some final words, I'm gonna make sure that once this is rendered, I put it up on Facebook, and people will be able to enjoy it once more as we spread it throughout Hemet Valley, getting to know Mr. Michael Tennant.
Yeah, thanks for thinking of me and having me on. And yeah, that Hemet movie, uh, remembering when the story of Mr. Whittier's Hemet, it's a great one for local history. I don't know if they still do, but for a while they were showing it in schools and everything for the local history value of it all. And used to play on the public access channel too. And you can watch it here on YouTube. But if you've never seen it, I mean, this is it's pretty accurate. Like, we tried to be as accurate as we possibly could. We even ran the script through some Hemet historians to make sure that everything that you would see in that is the story of what really happened, the way it all went down. And then you played Rigby Red, the other favorite project of mine. Yeah, there was two albums on that one that came out as a for a play. So uh, it was a fictional character, and we were doing that play at Play with Your Food. But we decided that he needed a couple actual albums, so we recorded two albums for him. And I've moved on since that project, but it's fun to look back on it and hear the music again. Every so often. I like doing that. But yeah, if anybody wants to hear that, it's you can type in Rigby Reds on Spotify, on YouTube, or
Wherever
wherever
you
you get your
stream
music, it'll be
music.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so when does the next season take off for Play with Your Food?
Well, the next season technically starts in October, but before that, we're partnering with the Hemet Library, and we're going to do a musical celebration of patriotic and folk songs. America turns 250 this year, and so we're partnering up with them to just do a live musical patriotic celebration.
Okay, and when is that going to take place?
That is going to be Saturday, June 27th. I don't think they've locked in a time yet, but that should be the date, and there'll be all sorts of advertisements for that around.
Sounds good. So January or June 27th, and then the next season starts in October for Play with Your Food. We'll keep you posted, and hopefully we can get you back to tell us, some updates before the patriotic celebration and the next season of Play with Your Food when you have whatever scripts together. Thank you again, Mr. Michael Tennant. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
All right.